Please speak out.
You guys never answered the question. If you were not making money for doing this, would you continue doing it?
Let's answer the
because,
question,
and then, in addition to that, she said, I wouldn't raise my kids to do this. I'm just thinking in my head, like, if you're only doing it for the money and you wouldn't tell your children to do it, doesn't that mean there's a negative connotation with pornography?
Next, yes, Giovanni.
Giovanni, the thing is that, you know, there's a lot of people here from Singles for Christ here. And if you guys look at the Bible, there's a whole book in the Bible that's Song of Solomon that's very erotic. Very, very, very erotic. God celebrates sex. And I don't think it should be a bad thing.
God didn't sell it, though.
Well, he wrote a book about it.
Good point.
He wrote a book about it.
No.
And also, it's educational.
Okay, I think what we see here.
It is education, and who's to say?
Yeah.
Who's to say what is degrading to other people? Isn't it in the eye of the beholder?
Okay, let me
say about the Book of Solomon. That was to his wife. That was to his wife, and there is no problem between sex. No, that was to his wife.
I am totally against porn because I think the way that the women are portrayed in pornographies are detrimental to the way that we are perceived by society.
And we've been talking about porn, and so far we've been looking at the industry, how, you know, it's a really big, lucrative business and giving jobs to a lot of consensual, responsible adults, as a lot of people said. However, there are some stories that may kind of negate that, and Katrina has one of them of a very famous porn star from Deep Throat, right?
Do you guys know Linda Borman? Familiar with Linda Borman? Maybe Linda Lovelace. You ever heard of Linda Lovelace? She was in a very famous movie called Deep Throat that was shown by to thousands and thousands of people in the U.S. and the world. Well, what happened later on is Linda Borman was able to, with the help of several lawyers like Catherine McKinnon, sue her filmmaker husband because she was violently coerced to do that.
She was forced to do
So what everyone watched in that porn was rape over and over again. So if you can think about the thousands of people who consumed that porn, like their minds were changed by watching a rape and thinking that it was good.
11,000 movies a year in the porn industry created, and that's maybe one specific example, but I don't think we can use that to speak for all.
But it is a classic.
10,999.
Says something.
George.
Yeah.
I had a very well-known porn producer come to me, burned out, all messed up. I asked him, among other things, I said, is it just like it is in the movie? And he said, I'll bring you the outtakes. And he brought me a DVD, and I could only witness about 4 of them. There were women defecating, crying. There were women having to have medication, screaming.
And these are the outtakes, what we don't see in the porn.
That's what he showed me.
Okay, so we have a really...
I'm just telling you what
That's a harsh reality.
I agree, that's wrong.
Before we go, we'd like to give each of our panelists a chance to say their last parting shot, uninterrupted.
Yes.
Because the whole show is like, yeah. John,
Okay, John.
Go ahead. Well, I think the bottom line here is everybody has their own choice in life, and you do what you want to do. You watch something, you walk right past my store if you don't want to go. If you want to go in, you look in, and you walk in there, and you rent whatever you want. You buy whatever you want, and we'll take care of it. You know.
I believe in empowering women. I believe in curing addictions. And I believe, you know, strongly in holding on to moral value. But at the same time, you know, it is everyone's choice. And as much as I respect you guys, I have to hold true to myself and respect myself.
I get lots of calls from women that are former prostitutes and porn stars and dancers, and I've talked to hundreds of them and helped them move through the issue around what caused them to get into that business. And my personal advice to you is go to compulsionsolutions.com and read some of the stories and look at my pathetic video of myself coming out in front of Nina Hartley. And I respect that you have a belief. That's what this wonderful country's about. Thank you.
appreciate the honesty, George. Pleasure, friends. George, I really feel for those people who you deal with. You know, families have been destroyed because of this. But at the same time, like Giovanni in our audience says, you know, it's just a responsible way of using things. It's the same with alcohol. It's the same with cigarettes. It's the same like eating. I mean, if you abuse anything, I mean, it will be damaging to you. So it boils down to the person. If you can handle it, then good for you. But if you can't, think about what you're doing.
Okay, and for once, I'm kind of surprised. We actually kind of agree. Me and JC. Well, in a different way, because after this show, I am kind of convinced that Pornography is not the root reason of all sexual deviances. It is, I believe, a byproduct of supply and demand, like a lot of industries. However, being that it is a byproduct, it doesn't mean that it's devoid of influential power. But what I'm more concerned about are individual relationships, and I'm afraid that people are going to watch this couples, and they feel that this is education, that it's, oh, that's how he wants me to be. Oh, that's what she wants me to be. You have to be responsible when you watch this. If you want to think about how to treat women, watch a different video. So
and again, we come to a close of another great episode of Speak Out. Again, remember, guys, same time, same channel next week. Please don't forget. And, oh, by the way, Starry Store, thank you for providing the gift baskets for our panelists.
So, until next week, everybody, we remind you to
stand up and speak